Good evening, live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Shubhendu Ghosh, coming up in the next 30 minutes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi virtually addresses 22nd ASEAN-India Summit in Kuala Lumpur, hails partnership in diverse areas from digital connectivity to food security. Russia tests new nuclear-powered Pyrovestnik cruise missile. Putin says missile can evade any defense system. Cambodia and Thailand sign expanded ceasefire in presence of US President Donald Trump. Deal includes military de-escalation, release of prisoners and removal of heavy weapons from border areas. India's Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan, on a visit to Seychelles, says India committed to supporting development journey of the East African nation. Prime Minister Narendra Modi virtually addressed the 22nd ASEAN-India Summit in Kuala Lumpur on Sunday. Prime Minister and the ASEAN leaders jointly reviewed the progress in ASEAN-India relations. Prime Minister said strengthening relationship with ASEAN is a key pillar of India's Act East policy and the Indo-Pacific vision.
भारत की एक्ट ईस्ट पॉलिसी का मुख्य स्तंभ है। भारत सदैव आसियान सेंट्रलिटी और इंडो पैसिफिक पर आसियान के आउटलुक का पूर्ण समर्थन करता रहा है। अनिश्चितताओं के इस दौर में भी भारत आसियान कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप में सतत प्रगति हुई है।
And Prime Minister Modi also announced that 2026 will be celebrated as ASEAN-India Year of Maritime Cooperation.
भारत हर आपदा में अपने आसियान मित्रों के साथ मजबूती से खड़ा रहा है। HADR, समुद्री सुरक्षा और ब्लू इकोनॉमी में हमारा सहयोग तेजी से बढ़ रहा है। इसको देखते हुए हम 2026 को आसियान इंडिया ईयर ऑफ मैरीटाइम कोऑपरेशन घोषित कर रहे हैं। साथ ही हम एजुकेशन, टूरिज्म, साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी, हेल्थ, ग्रीन एनर्जी और साइबर सिक्योरिटी में आपसी सहयोग को भी मजबूती से आगे बढ़ा रहे हैं। अपनी साझा सांस्कृतिक विरासत को संजोने और पीपल टू पीपल संबंधों को मजबूत करने के लिए हम साथ मिलकर काम करते रहेंगे।
In other news, Russia has successfully tested a nuclear-powered Pyrovestnik cruise missile, a nuclear-capable weapon Moscow says can evade any defense system. It will move towards deploying the weapon, President Vladimir Putin said on Sunday. Russia's top general Valery Gerasimov, chief of general staff of Russia's armed forces, told President Putin that the missile traveled some 14,000 kilometers and was in the air for about 15 hours when it was tested on October 21st. Russia says Pyrovestnik, translated as Storm Petrel, dubbed as Skyfall by NATO, is invincible to current and future missile defenses with an almost unlimited range and unpredictable flight path. Brazilian President Lula da Silva said he had a positive meeting with US President Donald Trump on the sidelines of the ASEAN summit in Kuala Lumpur. The two leaders agreed that their teams would begin talks immediately to address tariffs and other trade issues. Lula said both sides are now working to find solutions to the tariffs and sanctions on Brazilian officials. Ahead of the meeting, President Trump expressed optimism about reaching agreements with Brazil.
I think everything's fair. Look, you know, we have economies, and I have a lot of respect for your president, as you know. A lot of respect for Brazil. So we'll see. We'll probably work out some deals. I'll leave these guys work them out, but I think we're going to work out some deals. We have to get certain things. Wait, who's that shouting? Who's shouting? Is that you? Don't shout. Don't shout.
And earlier, Asia's youngest nation, East Timor, became the 11th member of the Southeast Asian bloc ASEAN at its summit on Sunday after being signed in by leaders of the member states. East Timor, also known as Timor-Leste, joining was formalized by ASEAN leaders at the opening of the annual summit in Kuala Lumpur on Sunday, where applause rang out as East Timor's flag was placed on the stage. East Timor's accession to the Association of Southeast Asian Nations follows a 14-year wait. In an emotional speech, East Timor Prime Minister Xanana Gusmao said it was a historic moment for his country, with new beginning that would bring immense opportunities for trade and investment. He said East Timor's accession is a testament to the spirit of its people, young democracy born from struggle.
Timor-Leste has been admitted as the 11th member state of ASEAN. For the people of Timor-Leste, this is not only a dream realized, but a powerful affirmation of our journey. On behalf of the government and people of Timor-Leste, I extend our deepest gratitude to all ASEAN member states, to the ASEAN Chair, the ASEAN Secretariat, and our dialogue partners.
Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim welcomed East Timor to the ASEAN family. He said it reaffirmed ASEAN members' shared destiny and a deep sense of regional kinship.
To President Ramos Horta, Prime Minister Xanana Gusmao, its place here completes the ASEAN family, reaffirming our shared destiny and deep sense of regional kinship. Within this community, Timor-Leste's development and its strategic autonomy will find firm and lasting support.
US President Donald Trump held a bilateral meeting with Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim in Kuala Lumpur on the sidelines of the ASEAN Regional Bloc Summit. The White House released statements following the meeting, saying the two countries had reached agreements on reciprocal trade and critical minerals. Malaysian Trade Minister said US Trade Representative who was involved in drafting the agreements was tough but fair. Trump also signed an agreement with Cambodia on reciprocal trade and US deal with Thailand on critical minerals during the regional summit. In other developments, Thailand and Cambodian leaders signed expanded ceasefire deal in the presence of US President Donald Trump. The leaders of Thailand and Cambodia signed an enhanced ceasefire deal in the presence of Trump, who intervened in July to bring an end to their deadly 5-day border conflict. It builds on a truce reached 3 months ago after Trump called the then leaders of the two countries and urged them to end hostilities or risk putting their respective trade talks with Washington on hold. The two countries in the joint declaration committed to establishing an ASEAN observer team, military de-escalation and removal of heavy weapons from their border area, with Thailand agreeing to release 18 Cambodian prisoners of war if the measures were implemented. They also agreed to coordinate on removing landmines, which were the trigger for fighting after Thai soldier was maimed during border patrol. The agreement was signed soon after Trump's arrival at a summit of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations in Kuala Lumpur. Speaking on the occasion, President Trump called the two leaders courageous and said the truce he brokered saved millions of lives. US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said trade talks with China in Malaysia over the weekend have set the stage for a meeting between President Donald Trump and President Xi Jinping later this week. He also said officials from United States and China have set a very positive framework after 2 days of negotiations concluded in Malaysia. But Bessent stressed that any extension of a trade truce agreed when US President Trump meets Chinese Premier Jinping in South Korea would be President Trump's decision. Meanwhile, Beijing official also said China has reached a preliminary consensus in its trade negotiations with the United States, days ahead of high-stakes talks between their leaders. US-China officials met on the sidelines of the ASEAN summit on Sunday, seeking to avert an escalation of the trade war. US President Trump on Saturday thanked Qatar's Emir and Prime Minister for being a big factor in helping secure the Gaza ceasefire deal. US President met with Emir of Qatar, Emir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, and Foreign Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman bin Jassim Al Thani on board Air Force One during a refueling stop at Al Udeid Air Base near Doha. Trump said the duo had played a crucial role in Middle East peace process, adding that Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman Al Thani had been his friend to the world. Qatar has played a key mediating role in indirect talks between Israel and Hamas since the outbreak of the conflict and is among the guarantors of Gaza peace deal, along with Egypt, United States and Turkey. Bangladesh's banking sector is facing deepening crisis, with the latest audit for June quarter revealing a massive capital shortfall of over 1.55 lakh crore taka, up sharply from 1.10 lakh crore taka in March. Experts say the deficit highlights a systemic breakdown driven by soaring non-performing loans and years of weak governance. Data from Bangladesh Bank shows 24 of the country's 61 banks have failed to meet the minimum capital requirements, including major state-owned and private lenders. And still to come on this edition of DD India Live. Kurdistan Workers' Party group says it is withdrawing from Turkey as part of a disarmament process. Louvre Museum heist suspects arrested near Paris. President Draupadi Murmu inaugurates Yashoda Medicity in Ghaziabad.
Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium. We'll get you centered with the Economic Brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Shubhendu Ghosh. Suspects in the brazen daylight heist of France's crown jewels from Louvre Museum were arrested near Paris on Saturday evening. The Paris prosecutor informed, confirming an earlier report from newspaper Le Parisien. Paris prosecutor said on Sunday one of the men was arrested at Charles de Gaulle Airport, north of Paris, as he was about to leave the country. She did not say in her statement how many men were arrested or shared more details. The robbery at the museum, which houses paintings like Mona Lisa, happened on October 19th. The thieves used a vehicle-mounted lift to access the Galerie Laplan, that's the Gallery of Apollo, via a balcony overlooking the river Seine. The Kurdistan Workers' Party PKK group said on Sunday it was withdrawing from Turkey as part of a disarmament process being coordinated with the government. In a statement read during the event in Kandi Mountains, the group's stronghold in northern Iraq, the PKK said it had decided to withdraw all of its militants from Turkey to lay the foundations for a free, democratic and brotherly life, adding that Turkish government should now pave the way for PKK's transition into democratic politics by passing integration laws. India's Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan addressed the members of Indian diaspora in Seychelles. Vice President, who is visiting Seychelles to attend the swearing-in ceremony of President-elect of the country, Dr. Patrick Hermione, congratulated Seychelles on successful completion of the electoral process. Highlighting the contribution of the Indian diaspora, Vice President said the diaspora is a living testament to the friendship between the two countries.
Today I am especially delighted to meet with you, the Indian diaspora, whose presence here is a living testament to the enduring friendship between our two countries. Your contributions have not only enriched the cultural and social life of Seychelles, but have also played a pivotal role in strengthening India-Seychelles partnership across trade, education, health and technology.
And India took another major leap in healthcare excellence. President Draupadi Murmu today inaugurated Yashoda Medicity in Indirapuram, a 1,200-bedded next-generation green and fully digital hospital marking a new era in advanced, sustainable and compassionate healthcare. Spread across more than 8 acres, Yashoda Medicity brings together over 65 specialities and 12 centers of excellence, offering cutting-edge treatment with a humane touch. Speaking exclusively to DD India correspondent Tapash Bhattacharya, Dr. P.N. Arora, Chairman, and Dr. Upasana Arora, Managing Director of the institution, said that Yashoda is deeply committed to serving society and working for the upliftment of the poor. With world-class facilities, advanced technology and vision rooted in empathy, Yashoda Medicity stands as a symbol of India's growing strength in global healthcare.
Joining me is the power couple of the medical industry. Sir, first and foremost, how does it feel when you have created this an amazing medicity in the country? Everybody is now talking about it.
You are very right. It's something like dream came true. And आज का दिन हमारे लिए बहुत गर्व का है, पूरे गाजियाबाद के लिए, उत्तर प्रदेश के लिए, देश के लिए, कि देश में पहली दफा एक ऐसा सेंटर बना है जो वर्ल्ड में किसी भी सेंटर से कम नहीं है.
Upasana ma'am, I wanted to ask you, could we call you the heart behind this initiative? Could sir be the brain, you be the heart? Your background in political science probably has generated this.
So not only political background, because of our life story, we both are from a very simple background. We decided to do something for society, and that is a result of that.
1,200 bed hospital, that's unheard of. What you have to talk about some of the best practices that you guys can give here.
All the practices we are going to give here the best practices, because that is the USP of Yashoda. That is what we are doing from many years. That if you come, you will see all quality care, all the best things, whatever is possible, all SOPs. We are following all the norms. You can say that every department is having their best machines, best doctors. We have put in our heart and soul to make this hospital.
So when we talk about the hospitals, Medicity means everything is under one roof, isn't it? How do you see that? And next few years, what are your plans?
My plans are that this hospital should be known in the world for its care, for its best quality in the world.
So you heard the Mr. and Mrs. Arora of India's medical industry, the power couple who have been changing the dynamics and the landscape of India's medical industry. With camera person Anand Kumar, this is Tapash Bhattacharya for DD India from Indirapuram, Ghaziabad.
Prime Minister Modi urged citizens to join the Unity Run marking Sardar Patel's 150th birth anniversary and encouraged them to learn about tribal leaders like Birsa Munda and Komram Bhim.
Sardar Patel, a prominent figure in modern India and a significant personality in the nation's history, has exhibited exceptional intelligence and a strong work ethic from an early age. He earned recognition as a lawyer, but inspired by Gandhiji, he gave up all his pursuits and devoted himself to the cause of freedom. He played a crucial role in movements like Khera and Borsad. Additionally, he set examples of unity, cleanliness and good governance in the country. PM Modi urged people to join the Unity Run on Sardar Patel's 150th birth anniversary on 31st of October during his Mann Ki Baat program.
सरदार पटेल जी की 150वीं जयंती का दिन पूरे देश के लिए एक बहुत विशेष अवसर है। उप प्रधानमंत्री और गृह मंत्री के रूप में उनके योगदान के लिए हम सभी सदैव उनके ऋणी रहेंगे। साथियों, सरदार पटेल ने भारत के ब्यूरोक्रेटिक फ्रेमवर्क की एक मजबूत नींव भी रखी। देश की एकता और अखंडता के लिए उन्होंने अद्वितीय प्रयास किए। मेरा आप सबसे आग्रह है, 31 अक्टूबर को सरदार साहब की जयंती देश भर में होने वाली रन फॉर यूनिटी में आप भी जरूर शामिल हो और अकेले नहीं, सबको साथ लेकर के शामिल हो। एक प्रकार से युवा चेतना का ये अवसर बनना चाहिए। एकता की दौड़ एकता को मजबूती देगी। ये उस महान विभूति के प्रति हमारी सच्ची श्रद्धांजलि है जिन्होंने भारत को एकता के सूत्र में पिरोया था।
In Mann Ki Baat address, PM Modi also mentioned Komram Bhim, a young man who stood up against the atrocities of Nizam of Hyderabad during the colonial era. Bhim resisted the Nizam's oppression of farmers and became a symbol of strength, inspiring countless others in their struggle against his oppressive rule.
उस दौर में जब निजाम के खिलाफ एक शब्द बोलना भी गुनाह था, उस नौजवान ने सिद्दीकी नाम के निजाम के एक अधिकारी को खुली चुनौती दे दी थी। निजाम ने सिद्दीकी को किसानों की फसलें जब्त करने के लिए भेजा था, लेकिन अत्याचार के खिलाफ इस संघर्ष में उस नौजवान ने सिद्दीकी को मौत के घाट उतार दिया। वो गिरफ्तारी से बच निकलने में भी कामयाब रहा। निजाम की अत्याचारी पुलिस से बचते हुए वो नौजवान वहां से सैकड़ों किलोमीटर दूर असम जा पहुंचा। साथियों, मैं जिस महान विभूति की चर्चा कर रहा हूं, उनका नाम है कोमरम भीम। अभी 22 अक्टूबर को ही उनकी जन्म जयंती मनाई है। कोमरम भीम की आयु बहुत लंबी नहीं रही, वो महज 40 वर्ष ही जीवित रहे, लेकिन अपने जीवन काल में उन्होंने अनगिनत लोगों, विशेषकर आदिवासी समाज के हृदय में अमिट छाप छोड़ी।
PM Modi announced that November 15 will be celebrated as Tribal Pride Day on the occasion of Lord Birsa Munda's birth anniversary. Birsa Munda's contribution to India's freedom and the rights of tribal community is unparalleled. He urged the youth to learn more about Lord Birsa Munda, Komaram Bhim, and many other eminent figures from the tribal community. Bureau Report, DD India.
In Nepal's capital Kathmandu, ghats along rivers and ponds are being cleaned ahead of Chhath Puja, a major Hindu festival dedicated to the sun god. The first ritual offering, known as Arghya, will be observed on Monday. Devotees will gather to pray to the sun god and seek blessings. Let's turn to sports. In chess, Indian grandmasters D. Gukesh and Divya Deshmukh clinched 2 gold medals apiece at the European Chess Club Cup 2025, while Gukesh won the team title and individual gold in the opening section. Deshmukh clinched the women's team title and individual gold. Playing for Team Super Chess, the reigning world champion started playing the tournament from the third round as his team clinched the title with a perfect score. Meanwhile, Deshmukh, playing for Circle the Monte Carlo team, won the title with a score of 13 out of possible 14. India's Nihal Sareen also bagged an individual gold. In La Liga, arch rivals Real Madrid and FC Barcelona are set to battle in the first El Clasico in the 2025-26 season. Barcelona will be looking to extend their winning streak after having won all the matches against Real Madrid last season. Barca coach Hansi Flick has a 100% record in the Classics so far. However, he will have to achieve this difficult task without some of his important players. The likes of Robert Lewandowski, Rafinha, Dani Olmo, Gavi and Marc-André Stegen are all absent as they continue to recover from injuries. Meanwhile, Madrid have some doubts around them regarding their performances in big matches. They lost against PSG in the Club World Cup semi-finals and then suffered a 5-2 thrashing by Atletico Madrid in September. However, Madrid striker Mbappe has hit new heights in the current campaign after finishing the previous campaign strongly. 26-year-old has scored 10 of Madrid's 20 La Liga goals, leading Spain's scoring charts, and has 15 goals for his club across all competitions. That's all for this edition of DD India Live. Let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. This app is available on both Android and iOS. Scan this QR code on your screens and download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Shubhendu Ghosh from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live. Namaskar.